student taking the final exam for his philosophy class. One of the essay questions was, "What is courage?" The student answered, "This is." On this feast of Saints Peter and Paul, if we ask, "What is commitment?" we could well answer, "God is." Amen. Okay, today's sermon is going to be short, but not that short. Of all the qualities I could single out with Peter and Paul before us as our examples, why commitment? It certainly ties their itinerant lives of ministry into cohesive wholes. It certainly inspires us. But more than that, looking at Peter and Paul as exemplars of commitment helps us understand them as individuals, as well as understand ourselves and God's call to us. From what I can gather, Fiesta weekend went relatively smoothly this year. I didn't see any reports of aggravated violence while I was away for the last couple of days. But when Fiesta goes well, it's an opportunity for us to consider our lives and the society in which we live, because we live in a society that is very intentionally designed to erode our commitment to God, to ourselves, to anything greater than ourselves. Ruthless commercial interests and well-meaning self-appointed advisors tell us that the way to fulfillment is to fill our bodies, our calendars, our whole lives with their products. But beyond that, we should keep our options open, for we will be satisfied by engaging with things no longer than is necessary to consume them. The rowdy drunks who notoriously wander Rogers Street in packs during Fiesta, looking for the next thrill, whose nights will end at best home alone with empty pockets and pounding heads. They are merely a cautionary tale of the ends of acquisition, the emptiness at the core of our buy, use, and discard society. If St. Peter were here to see the extremes of piety and boorishness that go on in his name, I don't think he would approve of the boorishness, but I do think he would understand. He was a man of the world, a hard-working fisherman himself, who appreciated the rest the Sabbath offered, the opportunity to do something besides labor. He was a man who knew only too well just how easily one can fall into sin, denying his Lord and his friend 3 times in one night hurt him longer, deeper, and harder than even the worst hangover. But he went on to make another faithful choice. When Jesus offered him the opportunity to do so, he rededicated himself to loving Jesus and carrying out his mission in a 3-fold pattern that would reverse his earlier 3 rejections. In this one encounter with the risen Jesus, which we just heard in today's gospel, Peter made a lifelong commitment to discipleship, to doing all in his power to love and serve the Lord. Like Peter, Paul also left his home and his livelihood, his ordinary life, in order to live the extraordinary life that Jesus called him to. They both suffered and ultimately died because of their unwavering commitment to serving and sharing Jesus Christ. But they lived and died for him joyfully, their commitment giving them profound peace, satisfaction, and confidence, all the things that the world of consumption promises but can never deliver. So for us, the choice is almost as simple as whom we believe. Do we believe the profiteers and sideshow barkers with their empty promises? Or do we believe the witnesses of the saints who went before us, who attained the sweet well-done of heavenly glory, who dwell in the presence of the Almighty and intercede for us before the throne. The choice we face can also be construed as choosing which small step God is calling us to take to increase our commitment to the Christian mission. God isn't calling us to join Peter and Paul in martyrdom, but God continually calls all of us to deepen our commitment. Just as Peter was pained to hear Jesus' call to feed his sheep, he also knew it was the right thing to do, and he knew it was the challenge of a lifetime. Just so, deep down, our own hearts know what our next step should be. For we can feel what a challenge God is laying before us. Do we need to spend more time in prayer? Make worship attendance a higher priority? Step into a leadership position we have been resisting? Increase our giving? Tell someone we know or someone we just met how we have experienced God and invite them to join us in church? Answer a call to pastoral or charitable service? Resolve a lingering dispute? Forgive someone who has hurt us? There are many ways to answer God's call to commitment, but only one result. Deepening our commitment to following Jesus will give us the same profound peace, satisfaction, and confidence that it gave to Peter and Paul and all the saints, for it is founded on God's commitment to us. Our commitment to God will draw us closer to the God who is already so deeply, profoundly committed to each one of us. Amen. For real this time.